Hey everyone, I'm Christine Gritmon and welcome to Social. I do this every single Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time, where I hop on Facebook Live and I talk to a special guest about a topic in social media. And today I'm lucky to have Amanda Robinson, aka the Digital Gal, joining us. Where are you joining us from, Amanda?
So I'm tuning in from Nederland, Texas, which
Oh,
is
wow.
not very far from Houston, Texas. And 2 days ago, I was in Wichita, Kansas. So I've done a little bit of a drive since then.
Yeah, so Amanda is a digital nomad. So you are a social media professional, and you've been that for many years. You've been what's called a digital nomad since last summer, basically, last fall?
I can say I've gone officially no fixed address since mid-August.
Wow. So
Yeah.
and there's Small Dog right behind you, your partner in crime.
Got my partner in
Love
crime.
Small Dog. Small Dog has his own social media channels and is just a superstar on every level. So we are going to talk about chatbots. So first tell us a little bit about what you do in general, because chatbots are just a part of what you do.
Chatbots are just one part of what I do. So I am Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and that name is very fitting because I do everything digital. When it comes to Facebook advertising, going deep into analytics, AdWords, and when it comes to chatbots and geeking out, and when it comes to live streaming tech, anything tech and gear related, I'm basically a complete digital geek. But my real flair, where I've really kind of carved out my claim in the market, has been in Facebook advertising, and then that just dovetails beautifully right into chatbots.
It does. And not a lot of people are really active in the chatbot space in a professional way yet. Like, we don't have enough people showing people how to do it right. So let's dig in. I was commenting before, I did a very quick and dirty Insta in advance, being like, you know what, I've phrased things kind of negatively, like, we know chatbots can suck, but here's how to make them not. That's because I've seen them done so badly. Like, they can be so impersonal and pushy and annoying, but I've seen them done so well. I'm actually going to be annoying and tell a story for a second of one of the first ones I recall seeing done well. And it's about mutual friends of ours, Andrew and Pete, who we love, seeing in exactly 2 weeks. When I first followed them on Twitter, I got a DM from Andrew and Pete saying, "Oh no, it's an automated chatbot. I'm so sorry. That's so tacky. How do you want to get us back?" And it gave me options of, like, throw a pie in Pete's face, or, like, say something about Andrew's mother, or like something. Like, it gave like a lot of hilarious options. And when you picked it, it created a tweet. Basically, I think mine specifically created a tweet from me saying, I just hit Pete of Andrew and Pete in the face with a pie. It was just really funny, and it was a great introduction to their brand, which is one of the things that I imagine is the hallmark of a good chatbot. And I'll talk about your good chatbots in a minute. But let's talk about, first of all, how you decided to get into chatbots.
How I decided. It wasn't even a decision. It was just more like, ooh, like shiny. Yeah. It was a new piece of tech, a new toy, something to play with. And it was something that it really, really speaks to the geeky side of me, because you get to build out a flow that has logic. It's kind of like a puzzle. And I really, really like to be able to build out a puzzle that I don't have any borders on. It's like a giant sandbox. I can make anything I want, but the technology is so user-friendly. It's unbelievable. So that's where I see the possibilities of being very consumer accessible and very accessible to small business, which I work with small business, and that just makes it's another tool and another channel for you to be able to communicate with your clients and your customers. So naturally, I gravitated right toward it and wanted to start playing with it. And I would stay up till 3 a.m. tinkering around building, and they have come so far. I mean, the technology, what was available a year ago compared to now, was night and day different. So being able to kind of get my hands dirty and then grow with the platform as it's starting to grow, that's where I'm finding the real magic. So it's just exciting. It's exciting for me. Some people look at these chatbots and they cringe, like, oh, it's so hard. It's so complicated. How am I going to do it? Whereas I look at that, I'm like, okay, let me pick it apart.
And to your point about that, did you have a background in programming already? Because this sounds like programmer mentality.
Nope.
In the best way.
I have a background in photography and graphic design, in marketing, And I like to make things look pretty. And when you're working around in chatbots, you can make things look pretty. You can use very visual builders. Everything is very drag and drop. It's very easy. So you don't need to know coding. You really don't need to know coding. You just need to know how all of the different tools play nice together, like how to create your own videos or images and be able to bring those in, and where to grab links and drop links in, how to connect to your email marketing services, how to use Google Sheets. So basically all of it's using all of the different tools that we are already familiar with as marketers. So
tell me how you put a chatbot together exactly. I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. I can break it down if you'd rather.
All right. So how do I build a chatbot? My first step is to ask the question, why am I building it? What is this trying to accomplish? What is this? What question is this answering? And then not only do I look at what question is it answering, how is it solving a problem for the person that's going to use it? So we've got a FedEx delivery coming through. My apologies.
All good.
Sorry. And
small dog has a lot of thoughts on chatbots.
Small dog.
Well, to that end, that's one of the reasons you're great at it, is because you start with why, which is really important. You start with how the chatbot is going to serve. So many people say, what do I want to not deal with, and what can I pass off on a chatbot? But this is a matter of bringing it to a level of serving. And I think that that's a really key difference in how you design chatbots and how people who do chatbots well design them. So you start with the why.
So starting with the why, but not only that, when you're building them, what I found is when you first start building chatbots, you have a tendency to build way too big, way too much, way too big, way too deep. You don't need to go that big. You just need to start with answering the simple questions. Start small. You can start as small as just building a welcome message, so that when people click on send a message to your page, they get a welcome message that they know, hey, there's a bot connected, and hey, here's how you can talk to a human. You can take that one step further and then connect in, say, an FAQ menu. So frequently asked questions. So what are the questions that you're getting asked all the time and that you're dealing with all the time? So make it easy for people to find that information themselves by allowing them to choose their own adventure and self-serve. And when I'm saying choose your own adventure, that's important. So it needs to be an adventure. It needs to be something exciting and something that they want to play with and explore. And so that allow them to explore the information rather than you mechanically forcing them down a path that they don't want to go. So when it comes to building those chatbots, by breaking it all the way back down to what question is this answering? How is this solving their problem? And is it fun and entertaining or engaging? And if it doesn't meet those requirements, then kind of like dismantle it, scale it back down, go back to the drawing board and say, okay, how can I just answer this question? If somebody was sitting here in front of me having a cup of coffee and just wanted to pick my brain or ask a question about this one thing about my business, even if it's as simple as, what are your open hours?
Yeah.
Then how can you deliver that information in a really clean, easy, simple, not hard to find way that has a little bit of personality in behind it?
And why make someone wait for that? If someone just wants to know your open hours and they message you, and if it's a human behind it, maybe they don't get to that message for like a day and a half, and then they've lost someone, and there's no
I'm guilty of that. I am guilty of that. I'll tell you, when I'm road tripping and traveling,
getting back to people.
I have like a game plan on when I'm road tripping. I'm like, okay, so I'll leave now, and then in 8 hours I'll be in, this town, and then I'll be able to sit down on my computer and catch up on all the messages that I see coming through today, not get to them.
Oh yeah,
and
you'll
then
totally catch up.
My plans end up changing. I don't end up somewhere until 3 a.m, and then I sleep, and then I get up and I drive again. So everything, it just ends up being a couple days. But my chatbots can answer those questions for me, and at least let people know that they're getting the attention and the answers that they need.
And that's really important, not only from a technical marketer, plugging up those leaks in your funnel element, but also in terms of just it conveys something about your brand that you care. And I want to talk about chatbots as a branding tool too. You did a great thing on Valentine's Day that I really liked. And I'm sure you've done other creative things too that I maybe just haven't seen because we haven't known each other that long. But can you talk a little bit about some creative, engaging ways people have used chatbots, not just to put off human interaction, but to actually bring people into the brand?
So I will tell you about that Valentine's Day chatbot, and I have a confession to make. I actually built that chatbot last year for last Valentine's.
It's all good. It's new to me.
And this year, because I was traveling again, I just kind of woke up and it's Valentine's. So all I did was take last year's chatbot and move it over to my new brand and
was
hit the go
adorable.
button on it. And
It was
so what
great.
that was,
So tell us what it was.
so what that was, it was basically a compliment bot. I wanted to be able to make you feel happy, feel joy in your day. So I made a chatbot that sole purpose was to compliment you, to sing you a song, to read you a poem, and to tell you how important you are to me as a friend. So I deployed that chatbot, and you can kind of go, you get to choose your own adventure. You get to choose which ones you want to hear, but you can end up circling back around and listening to all of them. So I think I had 2 different songs and 1 different poem and a whole bunch of different images that were programmed into it. And it's just, the sole purpose of that bot is just to make you feel happy and to give you a fun, positive, joyful experience interacting with a chatbot.
And it's a brand touch that's not selling, which is also a really nice thing, because if you can put brand touches out there that really give people a sense of who you are and make them feel connected to you without trying to sell them something, that's brilliant, because there was no selling message at the end like, hey, let me make you a chatbot like this. So you could have gotten away with it. You banked enough goodwill in those preliminary messages. But I like that you pointed out it's like a choose your own adventure, but there were only a few choices. You didn't have to go like full Bandersnatch where there's like hurt. And nobody died, which is nice.
Yes, exactly. Nobody died at the end of that. You just got more compliments. The one thing about the choose your own adventure, and like we touched on just a little bit earlier, is that chatbots, when you first start going into building them, you want to, as a marketer, you're compelled to solve every problem. You're compelled to like solve world hunger with one chatbot. And it's not going to happen, and you got to build small, and you have to start small. So what I'm finding is that when people, like Small Dog, who's clearly not a small dog and does not like FedEx people, my apologies. So when you're building small, you can answer those small little questions, and then you incrementally build on it as you go. But what I'm finding is that from the testing that I've been doing with chatbots is that the bigger you build them, the bigger, more badass you build your bots, the less options people are choosing when they go through them. So you can build out these whole complex, beautiful, amazing things that you think, like I said, are going to you feel like you're solving world hunger. But the reality is people are just going to choose option A. They're not going to choose option B or option C when they're navigating through. They're just going to choose option A. And then the next screen, they're going to choose option A. And then the next screen, they're going to choose option A. It's the path of least resistance. So you can build in as much flair and as much flavor into it as you want, but they're going to take the path of least resistance, and they're just going to kind of sample it out. They're not going to go digging deep. So they're not going to go digging deep into the underbelly of this amazing bot that you built. So what I realized is that you have to kind of spoon feed these bots. You have to spoon feed the information out. So I want you to take one simple action. I'm going to give you a bot that makes it look like you've got lots of options, but really I know you're just going to choose the first path. So everything kind of, you can branch out a little bit, everything's just going to circle you back around into that main path to get you down to the end goal, which at first the end goal is just delivering you information. And then second interactions, third interactions, more interactions beyond that, then we can start getting into delivering more value. And then we can start getting into delivering more, okay, so let's have a conversation here. Are you interested in this product, or are you interested in this service? Yes, cool, let's move you into this category. And now you're going to start seeking different information from me. So that's on sort of like the sales cycle side of things, where you're spoon feeding and just giving little bits and pieces of information in a very linear way, even though it is a choose your own adventure and there are lots of options. Now, I also use chatbots in a different way. Not different. I'm sure a lot of people are doing this. I use it for, rather than as a marketing tool, I'm using it as an administration tool. So I run a 4 weeks Facebook ads training group, and I'm
and what's that called again?
It's a 4-week Facebook ads pop-up group. You can find it at thedigitalgal.com.
Okay, great.
And what I'm doing with that is delivered. Thank you. It's delivered through a combination of a closed Facebook group and a chatbot. So the chatbot is what delivers you the schedule. It delivers you the live notification reminders. It delivers the replay links. So it also collects the information from people to keep my subscribers who are going through the program. It's like the bat phone. I can communicate with them very immediately, and it's not going to be sitting in their email inbox getting missed. It's getting 100% open rate from the people who have subscribed to the program. And it really is, it's like that bat phone of like, okay, guys, we're going live. Or if something goes wrong, as it does, thank you very much, George. If something does go wrong, as it typically does while I'm road tripping around the country and on the road with patchy Wi-Fi situations. It also gives me the ability to broadcast out a message to say, hey, having a problem, we're going to be rescheduling this or shifting it by half an hour, whatever. But it's a way for me to communicate in a way that's not getting lost in all of the mix of somebody's email inbox or a bunch of different notifications. And it just helps me administer the program much better and tie everything all together. So that I have found so valuable for me as a business owner, keeping myself organized. And that has been such a huge relief, such a helpful tool when running this program. So so chatbots they're not just the front facing, billboard, look at me, I'm marketing to you and I'm going to send you some sales. No, it's very much become an extremely valuable tool for me and my business in the back end at keeping myself organized and being able to collect information and pass that information into my other services like my CRM system. So when I collect a name, a phone number, a mailing address, when I send out my digital gal stickers, all that gets collected in the chatbot, gets put into a Google Sheet, gets connected to my Google Contacts. So now when I go to email you, the email's already in there, which also gets connected to my Nimble CRM, which means I can keep track of everybody and remember who I sent stickers to and who I had what conversations with. And it all happens in an automatic way. So it's all automated. So I build it once, and then I automate it. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking now, but the other area that chatbots are coming in handy, and this is something that I'm going to be building out for quite a few people leading into social media marketing world, is business cards.
Ooh.
Business cards. So a lot of people are out there spending, $200-$300 on a fresh, fancy stack of business cards to hit up social media marketing world or some of their conferences that they're going to. But where I'm finding some good success is building out a chatbot that serves as your business card. And what you do is you just take the scan code, the code, and you just save it as a screenshot on your lock screen on your phone. So when you meet somebody, they're like, hey, let's get connected. That's great. Here, just scan this code. Boom, they're now in your chatbot and they have access to all of your social channels, access to your website, access to your bio, access to whatever lead magnet you have, anything that you're trying to sell, or opportunities for them to write back and say, this is what I'm looking for, let's set up an appointment. So an entire appointment scheduling system. So imagine having a business card that rather than just handing somebody a piece of paper and then it gets lost in their pocket and then coming out of the conference, they have no idea who you are. You can't even remember when they email you what you guys talked about and what you were doing. But to be able to use a chatbot and the scan code off the chatbot to get them live into your messenger marketing chatbot and to actually start those conversations that you can then carry on moving forward without having to worry about getting lost in the sea of people. So that's another little chatbot thing I'm working on in the background.
That is brilliant. And I did see someone using that at Social Media Marketing World last year. And it was great because they also tied it to a code, because you can do that. And I've seen you do it actually. There's a code where you can lead people to go sign up for your chatbot. Now, how exactly does that work?
That's what I'm talking about the scan code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like a QR code, only let's not say QR code. So may they rest in peace. It's just
it's a new kind of code.
It's just a picture. It's an image. And that's what I'm saying. You can save that image on your cell phone lock screen. And then when you meet people and you want to get them into your chatbot or connect in a business way, have them with their cell phone, just scan the picture with their Facebook Messenger, have them scan the picture on your phone. And then it opens up that whole business card chat flow that you've built to give them access to all the information that they need about you.
That is very smart.
Yeah.
I am going to take a break from the productive information for a minute to go to the silly bit of my show, which is I've started doing a 5 questions little segment. Back in the old days, in the early days of The Daily Show on Comedy Central, there was sorry, I'm just trying to find my notes on this. Sorry.
So George is asking a question there. He says, what if they don't have a code scanner app on their on their phone? That's a great question, and I think that this technology isn't for everyone because it does require having Facebook Messenger, the app Facebook Messenger installed on your phone. And if you have that installed on your phone, you're fine. If you don't, then as it pertains to me, particularly as a business person, then we're probably not the best people to connect. If I can't connect with you in Facebook Messenger, we're probably not going to connect because I'm probably not going to email you back. I'm not going to phone call anybody because I keep changing phone numbers and I'm terrible at that. And I don't really text because I change SIM cards. I'm all over the place. Facebook Messenger is my go-to. And it's not to say that I won't do business with people who don't use Facebook Messenger, but I have found that when it comes to me building chatbots for people, if they're not able to test it out and use that technology on the spot, then it's a harder sell and a harder conversation. So in my line of work, having somebody connect with chatbots makes sense. Say you're a massage therapist and your clients are all local based that live within a few miles of where you are, and a business card chatbot might not make sense for you because your clientele don't use that technology. So it doesn't pertain to everybody, but it's great when you're going to a social media conference at Social Media Marketing World and being surrounded by thousands of other social media and digital marketers.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Social Media Marketing World, Amanda and I are both going to be there in a month, and it is fantastic, and everybody should go. And if you can't make it there physically, there is a virtual ticket as well. So I highly recommend getting there in real life because then you meet amazing people. But the fact is, it's just experts from all over the world who are top in their fields, and you learn so much. So the virtual ticket, if you can't make it to San Diego, is still worth it. And I put a link to World in my comments there, though it doesn't look like it's my affiliate link. I gotta fix that. Anyway, so the 5 questions part of my show, inspired by the original Daily Show with Craig Kilborn, but these are specific to my guests. Okay. And don't overthink these. Just first thought that pops into your head.
It's not in the brochure.
Okay. Question 1, Timmy's or Starbucks?
Timmy's, like hands down. And if somebody can hook me up with some Tim Hortons coffee right now, please.
Yeah. They're in America a little bit, but not as much as they should be. I know.
Not in the southern states, only in the northern states.
Yeah, New York, we've got a few.
I'm missing Burrito Boys burritos from Toronto and Tim Hortons coffee. So hook
you usually don't go north for good burritos, but I gotta try it. All right, number 2, city or country?
Both.
I like it.
Number 3, there's no either or. It's definitely both with me.
That works. Number 3, lake or ocean?
Both.
That works too.
I'm so sorry. It really is. I'm like, I need both. That's why I left the lakes, trees, moose, and deer from where I'm from.
That's why you're not staying in one spot.
Coast to coast, so I can actually get both.
Well, then in that case, I bet that this is going to be the same answer. Highways or local roads?
I will say local roads because I find more adventures on local roads.
I like that. And this one is the hardest one, and you can't say both.
Oh boy.
If you could only do one, chatbots or live streams?
Live streams.
Cool.
Live streams, because chatbots is a way to connect with people, to start conversations. Live streams is having conversations with people, and that is just magical. It's gold. It's golden.
I love it. I love it. So if people are interested in poking around with chatbots, obviously if they want a good chatbot, they'll go to the Digital Gal and have like a proper one made out. But what's a good way to kind of someone to kind of dip their toes into seeing if a chatbot will work for them?
So I recommend your first stop, go and check out our gal, Kelly Noble Mirabella. Check out her YouTube channel and go and watch all of her amazing videos. I recommend starting with ManyChat because I found that ManyChat is a very, very easy platform. There are lots of different chatbot platforms out there that you can use, and they're all wonderful. Not one is any better than another. But when you're first starting out, I find ManyChat is really easy, user-friendly to figure out. And my next set of advice, don't start trying to build a chatbot when you need one. Get in there and start playing with it and start poking around and getting familiar in there, and just make a bot that you're not even going to use. Just open up a blank slate and just start dragging and dropping and putting in text and playing around with the different images, the different cards, the lists, videos, all sorts of different things to just get familiar with how it works. And then you can always hit the preview button, which is like a test button, and that sends a test to your phone. It's not sending a test to anybody else. No one else can see it, but you can see it. So you can test a whole bunch of different things and play around and just get familiar. And you'll realize very quickly that it really is like building a giant puzzle, and you just need to learn the building blocks. It's kind of like building with Lego. You just need to learn, okay, what Lego pieces do I have to work with? And then the sky's the limit on what you want to build.
Nice. I winced a little when I heard Lego because I step on a lot of Legos.
I'm sorry. So having a small dog, I don't have kids, but I have small dog, and I constantly have chew bones lying around, like the big like milk bones. Yeah. And every now and then when you step on one of those, it makes me immediately think of every parent that has children in Legos. I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
Our dog had a deer antler for a little while once, and she chewed such raw edges on that, and it was the same color as our rug, and it was terrible. So George says he wants to make that networking bot, so you got a client right there.
George, I will say that I am bringing on just a handful of people. I've got a couple people in the wings right now, and you're more than welcome to jump on the bandwagon if you want. I've got a handful of people, and like, you know how I roll with my beta programs. I run things through tests first before rolling it out big. So I'm actually in the process of building this networking scan business card bot situation right now and testing it out with a few people. So if you want in, then I have a handful of people that I'm getting in at a really amazing for the low price of, but yeah, for a very, very low price, I'll hook you up.
Awesome. And feel free to put that link in there for people to contact you if you want to go into the comments, the link to contact you for that. But also, George was asking if you have a ManyChat affiliate link, which is a very good question.
That's a great question. So I am a ManyChat authorized partner, which is a ManyChat partner agency, meaning I've done their initial testing, and they stand behind me saying this girl knows how to build bots. And because of that, I do actually have the ability to have what's it called? I want to say revenue sharing, but the way it works, it's not like an affiliate link where I can just give you an affiliate link and you go sign up. How it works is that I would have to be the agency of record referring you. So I can activate a brand new bot that hasn't been upgraded to Pro, and that works in my benefit and your benefit. If you've already been upgraded, then it doesn't make any difference one way or another.
Cool. All right, but but you can feel free to put whatever links make sense in the comments there. And yeah, thank you so much to Amanda Robinson, the digital gal. I want to make sure that everyone knows about a couple links that I'm going to be putting in the comments as well. First of all, my friend Doreen Morin Van Dam and I are doing our webinar this Sunday night about content strategy called How to Social. So that is going to be in the links because it's time to sign up. I've been talking about it for weeks. Time to sign up. And then I'm going to put my proper link for Social Media Marketing World. I really cannot state enough. Like, this is the best week of my year. I don't know about you, Amanda, but it's like it's prom and Super Bowl and everything.
I was gonna say, they call it a Super Bowl of digital marketers.
It really is, except I actually give a shit about Social Media Marketing World. So I'm gonna put all that
snacks.
Yes. Oh, such snacks. Lots of craft beer. So we are going to put a bunch of links in the comments. Amanda, certainly put your stuff in there too. Thank you so much to Amanda Robinson, the digital gal. I'm going to put that up again, even though it's linked. And everyone join me next week. I do this every Friday at noon. And next week's show is with my friend Simon Raybold, aka the Presentation Genius. He's also Air Productivity. He is a productivity expert and a presentation expert. And in fact, he's giving a presentation on presentations in 2 weeks, right before Atomicon in Northern England, and I'll be there. So we're going to talk. Thank you so much, Amanda, and happy travels.
Bye. Yeah, thank you.